to get back on midweek form. Here's the lineup for Coach George Kiefer. One big change, and this was here recently. Hakeem Karamoko gets inserted as the midfielder, and then Yuta Toya, Luke Hilly. Really good offensive club here for NC State. Similar on the defensive side for Howard under Coach Philip Zhao, who was a fantastic UN's best national player himself. Keep tabs on Jackson Lewis and Marcus Lewis up top. We noted Roy Henderson's return, and Bryson Baker, the forward. He is back for the first time all year. Top scorer for Howard last season. And now Rickone Clark, our lead ref, gets us ready to roll here in Raleigh. Well, a little too much weight on it there from Will Butte. NC State, who's run the table at home this year. A little different environment, a little different mental test as well when you're not up in the ACC and having to bounce back tonight.
I think that's the unique thing about men's collegiate soccer is how you bounce back and forth from conference play to non-conference play, different on the women's side where it's all non-conference and then conference games.
Big win over Boston College, 2-0 on Friday. Junior Nare was so special, that 24th minute firecracker that you saw in the open. There he is now running down the far flank. Junior centers. This is kept in. Hilly. They'll swing it back. You see the body's committed defensively for Coach Zhao. Karamoko centers. And that's freed away. This is an NC State club with 9 goals this year. Howard has yet to score. We'll see who breaks the tally first tonight. There's the first touch for the Howard keeper, Benjamin Hozil. Ben was busy in his debut. 6 saves against Pittsburgh, even despite allowing those 5 goals. All the possession here early for NC State, and an early foul on the back line. That was Ramsey's Gaines with a touch. How important will set pieces be tonight, Emily?
Yeah, well, Coach Zhao has mentioned that several times to the media, especially at Howard University, just about how set pieces are critical, especially when you're defending most of the game. You have to stay focused. And
good centering, and that's dispossessed. Wow, nearly the first goal of the night for Luke Hilly, if not for Josiah Acosta, the freshman out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, and Nare getting after it from the opening whistle, beating his defender on the outside and putting in a really nice ball into the box.
You see Howard committing 9 back defensively. Lone striker up top in Henderson, his first game back from an injury. He only played 1 game all of last year, the captain, but he's back tonight. And what a relieving presence that must be as well as a team to have your star.
And he's typically played in the back line over the years, so it's definitely different to see him up front. But he's a big body up there, and especially with Howard defending most of this game, most likely, we should say, he's expected to probably need to hold the ball up.
Yeah, it's a true number 9 up top, having to possess the ball here for Howard. We mentioned the lack of goals. Bryson Baker, though, a big return. He scored 6 of the 11 for the Bison last year. Oh, Nare with a dispossession here. He has Hilly. Plays it long. Karamoko. Oh, Butte dispossessed. Good hustle by Baker. So much of the possession here for NC State in the first 4 minutes. Looking back post, headed towards net. Wow, risky business, and Hozil with his first save.
And here's NC State crossing the ball into the box again, and Hosley definitely didn't expect that to come from Josiah Acosta.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's how Acosta planned for that header to go.
Yeah, he just trying to, play it safe and put it out for a corner kick, but almost redirects it on goal.
So Will Butte to send this in. Butte rolls. This is on target, deflected. Karamoko just misses. And that does result in another corner for NC State.
Yeah, and it was a set piece play drawn up. After a couple ricochets in the box, Karamoko ends up with it, and he's left-footed. So that's a good strike for him on goal.
He was a late insertion into the lineup. And now our lead ref here, Racone Clark, cleaning some things up. He's putting on a sweat in the first 6 minutes. Now Butte tries this again. Middle. And just lightly flicked away by Jackson Lewis. What have you liked from the pressure here of NC State in the first 5 minutes?
I think they're asserting their dominance and really focused on keeping possession, getting it to their front runners, especially Nare on that left side, getting after this Howard defense early.
That'll stay with NC State. Howard, who has not played in 10 days, which in the college soccer cycle is not very common. In fact, the Bison will have 7 days off after this match and play next Tuesday. Nice ball out by Karamoko. Nare. Every time he touches it, you have to think about it. And there's the offside flag, searching for Yuta Toya. That is the challenge for Coach Philip Zhao. He's a great grad, 87 from Howard University. Spent time on the U.S. men's national team at a peak period for the U.S. back in the early 90s. And more importantly, he sent 20 players to youth national teams. What a developer of talent.
Yeah, and reading some of these articles about him and this Howard team, he's really focused on growing this program and building it back up and getting the program back to where it once was.
And a big fan of Tiger Woods. Great hat tonight.
Yes.
There was a tremendous documentary put out by the Steph Curry Media Company on the Howard golf program. It's worth a watch if you get a chance. If you're not binging Last Dance or Break Point or Drive to Survive, there's so many. Winning Time, so many sports documentaries now. I can't wait for the Messi documentary coming out next summer about his experience in Inter Miami.
Yeah.
NC State really testing Howard on every inch of grass here in Raleigh. Kendall Edwards will play it back. Nice touch to Cisneros. He'll look for Karamoko. Yuta Toya, who played an excellent match against Boston College. Hilly. And that'll result in an NC State throw. A lot of space here for Nare. Now Butte. Good one-touch passing, looking outside. Here's Karamoko. Reaches towards the 18. That ball is rocketed in the air. What a tough assignment for Howard defensively, playing on your back heels for 10 minutes. The Howard club had surrendered 13 goals in the first 3 matches. Now sent wide. This is promising, back post. Butte heads it down and it's cleared. Wow, Franklin saved one. Now that, Emily, is fantastic effort.
Yeah, that's committing yourself for the team. Franklin, he's been steady back there this season for them, and Butte heads it across the goal into the ground, and Franklin with a little bicycle kick going the other way. You want to do that on the offensive end, but as a defender, getting to do that on the defensive end plays off as well.
That entire ball has to go through, and it was right on the edge there. First quality chance for NC State. Could be the first of many tonight. Onside. Ooh, good slide tackle there defensively. That's the back line of Franklin again. And now a chance for Henderson to run. He wants a foul and won't get it. That was Emil Firagod defensively. You could tell Howard very comfortable in its defensive shape. NC State trying to find some holes. Nice passing here to Toya. Butte sends it wide. And now a chance to counter. Okay, we have a foul behind the ball here. And let's see what Racone Clark has to say. One thing Coach Kiefer's noted with Emil defensively, his level of comfort 3-4 matches in, and we're starting to see that a bit tonight.
Yeah, as a freshman, he's shown tremendous composure back there, and it'll be tested more and more as they play more ACC games as well. But coaches really liked how he's come into this team.
Part of a young squad, 11 newcomers, 11 freshmen. You add in 3-4 transfers, and that's the turnover here at NC State. Of course, the big names like Butte and Hilly are back. You bring in Scott Taylor, the Duke transfer. Nice job rising for that header, Acosta. Now a promising ball forward. Opening touch, chance on target. Oh, and Howard missed it. Baker. Oh my goodness. Pardon me, Marcus Lewis.
Well, against the run of play, ball in behind, and Lewis uses his speed, but the touch just is too strong, and the angle for the shot on goal, wow, it just goes right across that goal line. Whew, so close for Howard, first goal of the season.
By that much. You bring up a great point, Emily. No goals this year for Howard. They are desperate to get one. Karamoko bangs off two. As there's a trip. What a smart play, though, by Lewis to evade the defender and Edwards and create that space.
Yeah, it was a great run in behind as well, and great ball. He came across the field. That's what these Howard players need to do. As soon as the ball turns over, look to get in behind, catch NC State back line off guard.
Now NC State presses its lines forward, resulting in a throw. It's worth noting, two big pieces back. Roy Henderson, multi-year starter. He's a grad student. And Bryson Baker, the top scorer of the last 2 years. All returning tonight. They hadn't played the first 3 matches for Howard. And I don't care if you're Anson Dorrance at UNC or if you're Philip Zhao at Howard. Getting those starters back is so vital this time of the year.
Especially when you're rebuilding a program, right? You need those key players to help you do so.
A pass a bit too strong, too much weight on it. And now Benjamin Hosel out of Switzerland. The first Swiss goalkeeper in Howard history, which I always find unique anytime he can travel to a new place. Look at this back heel touch. Nare rockets one in for NC State. Back-to-back games of absolute beauties.
And he absolutely absolutely shook the stadium with that one. That rocketed into the top right corner, and he coolly just is like, yeah, I put that one in the back of the net. His teammates, some of them hands on heads. That is a fantastic strike, and he is absolutely on fire this season. Him and Toya combining for the opening goal.
This man cannot be stopped in the last 2 weeks. 3rd goal of the season, 4th of his NC State career. And there's a certain confidence you see now from Junior Nare.
And he wants more. He's saying, let's go. Let's keep it going.
A quick start for NC State, 15 minutes in.
Number 12, Toya. Nare from Toya in the 14th minute.
Good note with Toya notching that assist. It's his 3rd career assist here at NC State. And that'll certainly make George Kiefer a happy camper. Howard had one quality chance on target 5 minutes prior, but could not convert. Now looking for a penalty and not granting his wish there. That was Henderson top falling down. Ooh, this might be a card here. And we'll stop the clock for an injury. It's the last thing you want to see, cleats up and some contact.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if the referee called a foul, though. I think he put his arm up for a throw-in, which is shocking because you could hear that one.
Yeah, a lot of contact between the cleats. So for NC State, Karamoko gets back to his feet. What a talented young winger, freshman.
Yeah, I just don't think he got any of the ball on that one. And if he did, it was not much.
And Acosta the one.
And he is pointing. He is pointing for a throw-in.
Oh, wow. Might have ruled incidental there on Josiah Acosta. One of 13 freshmen for Howard. And then Karamoko comes right back in and sprints to the middle of the field. You can tell he's got some energy as a true freshman. Acosta, that's in a no man's land, and a goal kick for NC State. How do you avoid pressing if you're Howard? Down one, had a chance early, but now down, this quick goal.
Yeah, I think you just have to stay disciplined, and I think that starts with the captain up front. And Henderson, he actually is stepping a bit higher now, but they were playing with the line of confrontation around the ACC mark of the field.
That is put right in the center of the pitch. And Will Butte there to calm it down. With NC State gearing up for Virginia this Saturday. Howard has 7 days off before its next contest. Toda in space. Pardon me, Toya, not Toda. I'm thinking Toto from Africa. Great song to keep you calm on a nice Tuesday night. Good header forward there from Gonzalo, who gets his first start as a senior. Now some contact. Howard keeps possession, and there's a late foul. It was the captain, Roy Henderson, who got tripped. And Roy looks the part, very physical specimen compared to the NC State counterparts. Here's Brandon Franklin, the Duquesne transfer, who saved a beautiful shot on target with a bicycle kick 10 minutes prior. And Junior Nare ripped one from just inside the 18 to make it 1-0 NC State. And it looks like Brandon may have actually ripped the back of his socks, but he still continues sending that one forward.
No, that's just a new style thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you see that a lot, especially in the men's game, a little bit in the women's game as well. I don't know the science behind it, but
I was going to say, is it like a look good, you play good, you get paid good type of philosophy?
I'm not sure if it's something where, yeah, if it looks good or if it actually helps, you know, keep you from cramping or things like that.
Alongside a great Virginia Tech Hokie, Emily Gray, I'm Evan Budrovich, late to the fashion game. That ball forward is dispossessed by Josiah Acosta, who's been a busy man tonight. He now runs all the way across the pitch from his right position. A risky ball here from Hozil. And there's NC State back with it. Karamoko. Nice touch. Toya plays it through. Hilly bends that one high. Nice look, just a bit off target there for NC State.
Yeah, nice look from Hilly here. Just stops his defender, gives him a little cut catch, and just can't find the top corner. Needs to ask his number 10, Nare, how to find that top corner on that one.
Just a bit ambitious there, but I love the effort. That's 4 shots now for NC State, 2 on target. Howard had a great chance in the first 10 minutes. But Roy Henderson could not bend it in. He curled it wide of the post. And obviously agonizing. Yet to score a goal this year, Howard, in now 3.5 matches. Nice ball out to Nare. 1v1. Puts on a move. Nare dribbles through 4. And he looks for the PK. Nothing granted. So play continues.
Ball still in. Ball still in.
Heard it tell in real time, but no foul called. And a long ball coming to Baker. Baker chips backside. Here's Gonzalo. The Bowie, Maryland product. Gonzalo forces a corner. Did you see anything there, Emily, on the other side of the field?
I think it's so far away from us. We need to see the replay of that one, but live I definitely thought it was a penalty, and I kind of think the referee did too. I think he was a little hesitant to call it. He ran all the way to the contact of the play and just waved it on and decided to play on.
First test for Ben Vost, the keeper for NC State. Gonzalo to trigger this corner. Head of the way by Karamoko. Oh, that's going to hurt in the morning. So we play a game of header here, keeping it just outside the 18. And Nare will now center it back. If you're Vasumi Plamana, that bruise may hit you right in the sternum tomorrow morning. I don't know how he's going to bounce back for that one.
Yeah, that surely didn't feel great.
When those audio mics pick things up, you know, it's pretty brutal. Now Plamana comes forward for a second. A little man marking. Tyra God heads it forward. Now let's see if Howard can make something happen on the counter. Nifty move outside by Lewis. Here's Baker, goal scoring leader for Howard last year. Acosta. Acosta tips just over the top. And a corner for Howard.
Howard's growing into this game. They're doing a really good job of starting to get on the ball, get their top players in good positions. They want to switch the point and find Baker one-on-one. He was their leading goal scorer last season, and already their second corner in just a few minutes.
This is Baker's first match back. He hasn't played all year. And what an impact. The junior from Ellicott City, Maryland, triggers. Have a ricochet. A tip that's headed out. Keeper fell down. Header towards target is offside. And some nifty second chances there for Howard. And you couldn't tell it by Ben Vost's face.
Yeah, and they just kept putting it right in the mixer, and obviously offsides on that one, but Ben Vost doesn't know that.
Ben Vost, who started the last 3 matches for Lucas Hatsios, earned the win against Boston College and has gained the confidence of this staff. And the lime green keeper gloves are a nice touch. There's Lucas, the Charlotte native. Junior Nare, who has the lone goal of this match, plays it back. Good back heel touch, but it's dispossessed. Man, Acosta, his mileage meter on his heart rate must be all over the pitch. He's running everywhere tonight.
Yeah, he's been defending in his team's defensive third, and he's had a couple shots from distance as well on the offensive end.
I don't know how many miles you log during a match, but I would put Acosta right up there with you. Nice to have a couple of midfielders here tonight. NC State looks to continue its perfect slate here at Dale Soccer Stadium. They'll return home a week from tomorrow for more non-conference play. Nare. He's dangerous from these spots. Toya shoots and delivers the second goal.
And he's this team's number 10, is what they've been missing over the years. And he says, Nare, I'll take one myself as well. Gets the return from his winger, and there was a deflection there, but Toya will take it. Great goal for the community college transfer.
That ricochet is very important because it counts for Utah's first goal of his NC State career and season.
Yeah, and he's been very influential in this game so far, just sitting between the lines. As I mentioned, a true number 10 for this NC State team, which Coach Kiefer said in the beginning of the season they had been missing in recent years. And you really do in the ACC. You need a creative number 10, especially to work with those front runners and give them some service, but he gets a goal of his own tonight.
And given how stout defensively teams like Wake Forest and Syracuse and Pitt in the ACC, you need good strikers. As Junior Nare will be subbed out for the remainder of this first half. And Enrique Santos will enter. You see him there, number 11, out of Portugal. There's a dangerous header back towards keeper. And an offside flag there by our line judge.
Replacing number 10, Royson Baker. And number 24, Abdullah Al-Jarafi. Replacing number 30, Peter Gonzalo.
And for Howard, Abdullah Al-Jarafi checks in for Peter Gonzalo. Abdullah's out of Saudi Arabia. He's played 50 or more minutes the last 2 matches. There's the first touch for Santos. Look at him jet in. Santos centers. Toya lets it play. Karamoko curls one. That's deflected. Karamoko, 2v1. Good touch on the back line by Franklin. Cisneros wanted to get the throw back to him. Now he has it. Howard committing 9 back defensively, trying to protect its keeper, Benjamin Hozil. What are the things as a player you try to work out when you are up ahead and you can play in space and in system as an attacking player?
I think specifically, look at Santos right here, one-on-one. There is a recovering defender, but just trying different things.
That was a beautiful touch in. Good 1v1 action out there.
Yeah, you take different risks in these types of games. And no game is ever over, especially at a score like this, 2-0, the most dangerous lead in soccer. But especially when a team isn't really getting on the ball that much, your opponent, you definitely try different things.
There's Acosta down. He is actually bleeding at the moment. So was the Zion Ash at a Chicago check-in. And this is a Howard program that is very proud, not only with Coach Zhao, an alum and a member of the U.S. national team, but you date back to the early 1970s, and Howard was the class of men's soccer, beating St. Louis twice for 2 national championships in '71 and '74. And there's a ton of pride and expectations around this Howard program.
Yeah, tremendous history for this program. And Coach Zhao has mentioned it throughout this season, throughout his tenure, that he wants to get this team and this program back to this quality and this caliber of a program.
In that 1974 year, a 20-0 record, true dominance for the undefeated national champs. Now, how long is a 4 overtime match? That's a different question, right? It could be quite a night, but it was a fun one for the Howard Bison. Coach Zhao, 20 years of coaching experience. And I think the most important thing to bring up, the entire team GPA is above a 3.5. No player with less than a 3.0. So academics are important too.
Yeah, that's huge. And as a head coach in college soccer, your job isn't just to produce quality on the pitch. It's also to grow these young men and to have them graduate and move on in the world, whether they're playing soccer or whatever they're going to do. And Coach Zhao takes great pride in that.
So Acosta exits. You see Ash come in. But where's Pokemon? I know one thing for sure. I've learned a lot watching Junior Nare and Yuta Toya fire beautiful strikes from around the 18. And if you're Benjamin Hozil, hard to catch them all. He does have a couple of saves, but 2 goals allowed. I'll stop with the puns.
I like them. Keep them coming.
With Emily Graham, Evan Budrovich, Lucas Raycraft, our producer and director tonight. Talented crew here in Raleigh for midweek soccer action on ACC Network Extra. Howard searching to find its top striker up top, Roy Henderson, but not many touches. Did squander a first 10-minute opportunity on a counter. Here's Ash. Karamoko takes it from him. And he wanted to run up that right side, but no one saw him. Now he gets space. Plays it forward. Santos. Missed his centering pass. Uh-oh, keeper has to back up from the 6. 1v1. Kendall Edwards, who spends time with the creative video staff here at NC State, pumping out content. And he rocks a good headband, too. That's important. Edwards plays that ball a bit heavy and out of play.
NC State has kind of died off in the last 5-10 minutes. They need to get back to what they were doing best in the first 10-15 minutes, where they were really possessing the ball with a purpose. Right now, they're kind of just moving the ball, and you saw there from Cisneros a long ball that just went awry. They need to possess with a purpose, get their players like Toya in between the lines again.
Here's a chance. Santos shoots. I'm sorry, that was actually Toya who put it on target.
Right on cue.
You know, that coaching business is pretty good if you want to get into it.
Yeah, window just never opened up for him on that one. He's frustrated, but the Howard defenders just didn't really bite.
One more sub here for NC State.
Substitution for NC State in the
That'll be Irvin Cruz, the Knightdale, North Carolina native, coming in. Nearby freshman checking in here. And Cisneros will take the breather in the last 15. Irvin already with a goal and an assist. He started a couple of matches. That is the good part of these midweek games. You can really explore your depth of your roster.
And that's something this NC State team has a luxury of this season. They have a much deeper roster. And Coach Kiefer has said that typically he plays his more experienced players throughout the season. If a player is pretty similar to one another, then he goes with the more experience. But you see a lot of freshmen getting on the pitch for this team, and that just shows their quality and the recruiting quality as well from the coaching staff.
In the next 2 weeks, North Florida and Gardner-Webb. So on paper, some chances to really expand that roster and utilize it. Quite a stark difference, number of touches and passes between NC State and Howard, including this beauty. Butte plays it back. Chip deflected. Karamoko with the shot. And a late foul here. That'll give Howard possession.
Yeah, and this last build-up was absolutely fantastic for NC State. Doesn't result in a goal, but results in a little bit of a foul going the other way.
And the awareness there of Butte to lay that ball off to his teammate. That's a really smart play. This one a bit ahead of target.
Yeah, and that's just where Howard needs to, that ball was completely given to them by the Wolfpack. Howard just needs to put their foot on the ball and just breathe a little bit. You know, the center back can just sit on it for a second.
Yeah, the inability to maintain possession has made life a little tougher for Howard tonight, who gears up to play Pitt, Penn State, Duke, and NC State in a 1-month span. Difficult slate, but that's the challenge offered by Philip Zhao. Good ball forward by Al-Jarafi, sorry. NC State is making Howard cover every square inch of grass, spreading it out nicely. Karamoko on the ball forward. Santos has it tipped, and he'll draw another corner. And immediately, Zion Ash gets right up in his business.
He's taking his marking instructions completely seriously.
I love when the coach says, well, what flavor gum is he chewing? Get up in his grill and let's figure this out. Clock will stop here for the moment. Quick conversation of, hey guys, we can't hug it out that early. And Santos says, wait, me? And then Ash goes, wait, no, me? And we'll figure it all out as they go right back to hugging. Here's Will Butte to send it in. 3 career assists for Will. Looking for a 4th. That is a high bender. Karamoko plays it to the keeper. Hakeem has a great ability to find the ball in tight space. There's some high press from Yuta Toya. He wanted to steal a second goal. Now NC State having to get back. A tough touch there for Ash. Now Lewis. Good job keeping possession. That one's chipped wide for McLeod. The Fayetteville native smacks one off Irvin Cruz, and he earns a corner.
That's much better from Howard. Just, as I mentioned a couple minutes ago, just breathe and live with the ball a little bit. Connect some passes and see what happens, and here they earn another corner.
So Kwadwo Nyarko, the senior from Ghana, he'll go short. Nyarko gets it back. This is promising in and cleared out by NC State. Uh-oh, Santos wants to turn on the Jets. He's all by himself, 1v7.
Yeah, and just going back to that last corner kick for the Bison, I'd like to see him just whip that right into the box. Doing a set piece play when you're down 2-0 against a really high quality opponent, you just whip that into the box.
Let's not forget in the 10th minute, a quality chance for Roy Henderson, but he missed a tight angle shot. Otherwise, it'd be 1-0 right away. We tick under 10 minutes in this first half. All NC State. Henderson, the captain, his first match back. He was out with an injury all of last year. Nice ball forward. Chance here for the Bison. Lewis puts the Bison on the board. What a magnificent touch to set up Lewis there.
Yeah, and we were wondering what this celebration would like scoring their first goal this season, having played some really top opponents thus far. And great mentality by this team going and grabbing the ball, but great ball in behind. And Lewis, it looked like he might have taken it a little too long, but he knew what he was doing. Found the back of the net. The goalkeeper, Vost, just frozen, and Howard are on the board.
First goal of the season for the Bison. You bring up a great point. Celebration a little more tame than we'd expect. But certainly Howard knows they have some climbing to do. Down 1.
And let's not forget about the ball in behind by Henderson. That's what leaders do. They keep their team in the game. He's been doing a much better job, and you see just there holding the ball up, using his frame.
Now the speed of Nyarko forces a throw in, and we've seen a mindset shift now for Howard in these last 5 minutes.
I think these are the tests that the Wolfpack need as well. It's not going to be an easy match. They might have maybe more talented players or, you know, on paper a better team, but Howard's not going to make it easy for them. And these midweek games, that's what you want. If you're a coaching staff at NC State, you want to be tested and see what type of mentality your players have.
Sandwiched in between matches with Boston College and Virginia. Here Howard giving a nice test to NC State in the first 45. Now all the possession for McLeod. Plays it forward to Al-Jarafi. Al-Jarafi sends it in. He wanted the corner. This is still loose. And McLeod shoots one out of a cannon out of play.
And this is where the leadership of NC State needs to come up. To be honest, after these last couple plays, a lot of the players heads down, just turning the other way. This is where they need to start communicating, and somebody needs to get on the ball and hold on to the possession.
There's been a ton more opportunities for Howard since that goal, keeping possession, easily getting it back right there. Until Karamoko takes it. A big goal with 9 minutes left in the half by Lewis has opened up this match. Now Scott Taylor, the Duke transfer, earns a throw. This is Taylor's first appearance, 66 matches at Duke. Back after a brief hiatus and big time experience in the ACC for the Wolfpack. Karamoko just strong on that touch and a goal kick. And now Drew Lovelace, the Holly Springs native, will give Karamoko the breather here the rest of the half.
It's been nice to see Karamoko for an extended period of time in this first half. Obviously, he was there was a late scratch to the starting 11, which brought him in, but we've seen flashes of his quality. And he missed the first couple games with an injury, but he's one to look out for in the future. He's a special player, special talent.
Talented young freshman, one of the best in the state of New York just last year. And you're right, you've seen that in glimpses here, especially come the start of ACC play. As we'll most likely see Karamoko in the second half, but he's done for the first half. Butte goes ahead to Lovelace, one of his first touches. Now Henderson applying some pressure there. A little bit strong, and Ramsey Gaines will play it back. You're right, though, less consistent possession for NC State, a little more quality on the ball for Howard here since scoring that first goal.
I think that will be huge for them for the second half as well. They've been able to, you know, when you're defending an entire half, or with the amount of time that they were, that can be really difficult, and then that allows NC State in the second half to outrun you, and that's not what you want if you're Howard. You want to have some possession of your own and make NC State chase as well.
That is deflected out. What a slide tackle. Good clearance there by Gaines. That's the type of effort it'll take from Howard to keep this a 1-goal difference. Now McLeod comes sprinting forward. He challenges Irvin Cruz, who passes that test. Taylor forward, opportunity. Toya beats the keeper, but couldn't get it on target. Yuta Toya would love to have that one back.
Yeah, excellent run of play again. Lovelace, great ball behind to Toya, and he just opens his body, and the touch across his body, beating the goalkeeper, is just too heavy. I'd like to see him finish that right there. When he opens up, there's a huge gap for him to go right, the left side of the goalkeeper.
So nutmeg the keeper, essentially?
No, just passes to for him, his right side of the net.
Another opportunity for Santos. That's deflected. And a corner kick. Now in these critical 3 minutes, NC State would love to add a third, a little bit of separation before halftime.
And that's something that Coach Kiefer will look at. And obviously Toya, he only scored his first goal of the season, first goal as a NC State player tonight, but that's something that coaches hate from their team sometimes when they try to be too cute and they just want to see a goal put in the back of the net. When it comes to ACC play, those things change.
Do it for the Graham, Will Butte. Chips it forward. Ball loose. And yeah, that'll be interference. Goalkeeper has a few words for Thyragod. Thyragod, sorry.
Yeah, great ball whipped in right on top of Hosley, and he just can't really deal with it. I'm not sure if there's really any contact, but which is why Thyragod is upset about it, but bumps the goalkeeper and the referee on his way back, and that'll get a talking to.
So now the freshman heads back to his defensive position. Sosil entertains us, that's for sure. Sends that one away. Good out by Edwards to slow down that rally. That free run of play for Howard. We're near the final 2 minutes of this first half. This is towards the box for Henderson, and quickly cleared. Ash plays it outside. Good on target. Nice rise by Vost. Because if he misses that ball, Henderson is right there for a tap in, a header, you name it.
I like this from Howard, stepping up their line a bit higher. They've done that in pieces throughout the first half, and I think it's thrown NC State off guard a bit.
There's Irvin Cruz in the final minute. Dispossession forced by Niarco, but he couldn't hang on to it. Taylor. There's Scott Taylor with it out wide. Strong run in. Shot on target. Loose scrum. Picked up by the keeper, Hosil. With some risky waters there with Lovelace ready.
Yeah, and great work by Santos again. The overlap. Crossing the box, and Hosil has just been a little shaky with those balls in the air, dropping them to the ground and giving the Wolfpack opportunities.
Gabby Velez with a great run, though, off that left flank to really create that opportunity. He's had a couple of those tonight, sprinting in.
Yeah, and sometimes it goes unnoticed as well because the attacker doesn't always play the ball to you.
And that will end a high-scoring first half. First 45 minutes here in Raleigh. 2 for NC State and a late goal in the final 10 for Howard. And all of a sudden, Emily, here at the first half, we have an entertaining first 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's not going to be a cakewalk for the Wolfpack. They started off.
That's great production right there. Show all 3 of the goal scorers before this half. With Emily Gray, I'm Evan Budrovich, Lucas Raycraft running the show. And let's get this second half started. Howard will have a week off after this before taking on George Washington right in DC, and NC State will head to Virginia this weekend. There's a touch foul on Zion Ash, the freshman. We have not seen Josiah Acosta since he got tangled up. Ever since Howard scored that first goal, the Bison have been more aggressive, bringing bodies forward. We'll see how NC State counters in this second half. Henderson taps it down, and Butte comes out with it. This ball ricochets everywhere over to Howard. This is a clinic in passing and possession here for NC State. Toya looks to play forward. This is deflected. Taylor watches it get punched. Henderson. And Howard keeps possession. Ash has been unafraid to come forward and turn that into a three-man back line. Going to bring a little more pressure. Lewis, the goal scorer, earns the throw. This is a Howard team who hadn't scored in 3 matches and finally get on the board in the last 10 minutes. Look at this risky ball down. Oh my gosh. That could have been 2-2 right there. And a big miss for Bryson Baker.
And that one, Bryson Baker will be thinking about in his nightmares tonight, because that is just on a plate for him. Yes, Cruz is there defending, putting some pressure on, which probably causes the miss, but another opportunity for Howard.
Baker now earns a foul here. And a yellow card at that. That's Karamoko with the yellow. Baker, who had been out all season with an injury, was the top goal scorer last year with 6.
And Baker with the driving run, and Karamoko just brings him down from behind.
48 minutes, NC State's number 31, Hakeem Karamoko. Yellow card caution in the 48
So the Karamoko yellow.
Number 31, Hakeem Karamoko.
Not many for NC State this year. This ball centered in. On the 11th yellow card for the Wolfpack, as this one's rocketed all the way to the softball stadium. Abdullah a bit promising on that look. Oh man, I wish there was like a pizza box behind that mellow mushroom sign, and when the keeper grabs the ball, he can throw a slice into the stands.
That would be something. If that were the case, there'd be more Red Terrors back behind that goal.
They're now on the opposite side, waiting for NC State to come that direction. Right here in the heart of NC State's campus, Dale Soccer Stadium. As that will be kept in. What a touch. RA approaching the 18. Centering. Butte. And Edwards will politely play it outside. They're gone. Howard retreating, a lot of space here. And a good job tapping that one out from Jackson Lewis. Jackson has played every minute and every second of this season for Howard. Now Lewis gets in the way of that 1v1. The Bison want to run here on the counter. Henderson plays it forward to Baker. And Baker earns the corner. Kendall Edwards, he wants a foul the other way as he's slow to get up.
Howard, corner kick to be taken by number 10, Bryson Baker.
Yeah, ball gets played in behind. Baker working against Edwards, and goes off Edwards for sure, but a little bit of a tie up of the legs at the end of the play.
Now the corner in. This might earn a second quarter. Yep, back to back for Howard. So 5 corner kicks now for the Bison. And this will be Bryson Baker, who was top 5 in the NEC in scoring last year. He'll look to center this one in. Front post, still alive. Turns, and a save by NC State. Vost with a big paw.
And Nyarko pumping up his team because Howard are knocking on the door. Nice turnaround shot and a great save by Vost. In these games, sometimes you can fall asleep as a goalkeeper, and he does a great job getting down to his near post, knocking that out for a corner.
This one's blasted into the air. And a foul the other way. That's an aggressive play there from Howard. Looks like a card is coming, as Edwards took the worst of it. Yep, there's the yellow. There's Abdullah with the foul. You're right, though. What a critical save from Vost. He hasn't been tested a ton, but he was ready for that quick shot.
Yeah, we'll see it again. Edwards is taking a beating on these last couple of plays.
So 2 yellow cards issued, 1 for each team.
Tell you, Yuta Toya's movement in midfield. If you're a young player watching this game or planning on attending any NC State games in the future, you should watch his movement and his composure on the ball.
What a big addition for Coach George Kiefer. There's Toya sprinting ahead, but that pass is taken away. Now Howard has made a nice game of this. A goal with just 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Now more pressure here in the second. Ash misses his target, but finds another. Here's Franklin. Howard mounting possession now. Henderson turns. The chip played back. Out to Ash, drawing the defense. And a chance to counter here for Taylor. He's got his flanker in Toya. Karamoko, so much speed. Nice touch. Little contact, and that's against NC State. And now Karamoko pleading his case for a foul earlier.
Yeah, but there's another glimpse of that quality from Karamoko, just driving runs in behind, and he almost comes up with it again, puts his body in there. He needs to be careful because he is on a yellow. So he can't be lunging in for tackles like that, going studs up.
It's a great point. That yellow was just 6 minutes prior. Franklin took the worst of that. He gets back up. A Howard team that lost 5-0 to Pitt, but showing some good resolve tonight. Matches against Duke and Penn State coming up in the next month. It's a busy stretch here for Howard.
And regardless of the result tonight, I think Coach Zhao will be so proud of his guys for really finding themselves, finding their identity throughout this game.
Lewis centers it.
Learning how to possess the ball against a quality ACC opponent.
Who through the first 30 minutes was running the gamut of this match. It's really flipped on its head. You see State preparing to bring in a couple of subs and re-entrances. There's Irvin Cruz, who subbed in late in the first half. He played out wide to Nare. A lot of space here for Toya. Toya is all over the pitch. A through ball, no target, and a goal kick for Howard.
Substitution for NC State in the 55th minute.
So Luke Hilly re-enters for NC State, and Drew Lovelace comes in. Lovelace had some nice minutes late in the half. And Karamoko with the card. You mentioned it, Emily. Take a quick breather here.
Yeah, and I think if you're Coach Kiefer, you want to see Hilly find a goal tonight. He's somebody they need to really get going. Obviously has scored this season, but in this non-conference game, they'll want him to grab one for himself.
Hilly with the team best 3 goals, gearing up for that Virginia match on Saturday. Now Taylor going through pressure. That'll go out. Throw for NC State. Big minutes here for Zion Ash, who had only played 25 minutes all year until the injury to Josiah Acosta. Edwards brings the line forward. Good one-touch passing here. Lovelace. Inside-footed pass. Nare. Toya. Filthy pass. Onside. And Lovelace is called offside. Just in the nick of time with that offside flag if you're Howard.
I'm speechless because that was great play by NC State, and as a fan you almost want that goal to stand, and this will be a really close one. We'll see here. Yeah, he drifts off sides there, but
no doubt
he has no idea. The Howard defenders have stepped up, but
he got caught up in the pageantry of the dribbling there.
Toya just with a no-look pass into him. Really special player, and Nare and him have had a few good combinations in this game.
After that play, Ben Vos pounding his mitts, talking to his defense. Tell a little bit of urgency needed here for NC State to separate on the score. Cruz out to the striker. Nare wants a foul, and he won't get it. Clean play of the ball. No call there from Racone Clark. And a throw in for Howard. Those are hard to call in the box too.
Yeah, and that was another close one involving Nare again, but really loved that play from him. If we'll see it again later on, I'd love to see it because he has been going inside on his right all game long, and Ash has been able to keep him that way, get in front of the ball and not allow him to find a shot after that first goal, but there he chooses to go to his left and beats the defender, and I think the variety in his play is really improving throughout this game.
Just couldn't get that last flick on it with the left, and that's where the dispossession happens. Great point, Emily. So Gonzalo returns, the senior midfielder. There is a foul there on Lusumi Plamana, who played every minute against Boston College. He's remained the same here tonight. A suddenly patient, more passing-oriented Howard attack in this second half. Is that a bit careless? I almost wonder, with Howard having the 10 days off between matches, the fresh legs starting to play a little bit of a factor tonight.
You read my mind, Evan, you really did. But I was also going to comment with the 10 days, how much they were able to prepare for knowing they're playing NC State. What can they do to maybe rattle them or assert some possession of their own, which they have done in the second half. So that time has definitely paid off.
And now it's back to a 1-goal difference. Marcus Lewis with the first goal of the season for Howard, and things get a little bit tight in Raleigh all of a sudden. An NC State team that's run the table here at home. Looking to turn. Hilly with a nice ball through. And Howard gets it back. Chance now for Nyarko.
What a turn.
Henderson plays it wide into space. Howard bringing numbers forward. Here's a back foot to Taylor, and he missed it. Wow, that would have been a great opportunity to counter. Pardon me, Gonzalo, not Taylor. Ooh, odd footed pass that gets loose. Nyarko out wide. Here's Baker, who himself missed a point-blank chance on target. This one centered in. And now it's Howard on the front foot. NC State playing on the back foot a little bit defensively as that flick goes the other way. And the no urgency to play it forward if you're State. Feeding it back to the keeper.
I'm curious if the scoreline remains like this longer in this half as it goes on, what Coach Jao will instruct his players to do, if they'll step out of their shape a little bit more and really go after this game. I mean, they certainly have. It's not like they're not in it, but even more so, yeah.
There's the challenge, though, stopping Nare, who dribbles in, wants a foul, and won't get it. Play continues, the advantage. And now a whistle. Let's see if Nare's okay. So we'll stop the clock.
And there he goes on one of his mazy dribbles again. His speed, his skill, his quickness.
Nare with that missile in the 14th minute. That was the first goal. Toya joined him 10 minutes later, and then Howard responded 10 minutes after that. Space here. Hilly out wide. Nare off the right, pins that one wide. Tried to flick that into the back corner.
And he's giving this warning. ACC defenders, do not let Nare cut in on his right foot because he is special. And I think he's special going left too, and he only will get more special there throughout the season because he's going to be forced there a lot.
Such an impact in the Boston College match with his first ACC goal. We're seeing it again tonight with another quality finish. Now here's Gonzalo getting it forward. He comes up from that defensive line, so numbers forward here. Pressing ball through. Look at this chance. And an offside flag. That might have been right on contact as Henderson makes a run.
We have seen so many offsides tonight. I'm not really sure about that one.
I thought Edwards kept him onside, but that might just be me.
I agree with that one. And if this offsides call doesn't happen, they're considering a penalty.
As we have Irvin Cruz down for the moment. Refs will stop play and bring on the athletic training staff. Now let's take a look again at this offside call.
Yeah, he's well onside.
He's behind his marking defender, but there's two others right there.
And if the offside flag doesn't go up, that's a clear penalty. So that's a game-changing moment right there because
Howard gets a clear PK, you're right.
And, you know, you can't guarantee that it's going to be converted, but that really could change the game, especially with how much time is left.
This is a Howard team that only won 2 matches all of last year. including a match in the NEC Conference Tournament. But big contributors, Roy Henderson and Bryson Baker, are back for the first time in about a year for both of them tonight, as Irvin Cruz will now be subbed out. There is a lot of sweat tonight. Humid, big minutes.
We're certainly happy to be up in the press box where we got a nice breeze going on.
No, speak for yourself, Emily. I am still sweating myself. As there's Irvin back to his feet. What's up, y'all?
Can't even see me behind the monitor.
Here at the home of the Wolfpack, Dale Soccer Stadium. Alongside Emily Gray, member of the NC Courage, I'm Evan Budrovich, youth under-12 soccer goalkeeper.
Something to be proud of.
You got to have your accolades, and I'm sticking to it.
NC State substitution in the 74th.
So Jonathan Cisneros re-enters for the injured Irvin Cruz. Hopefully he can bounce back on Saturday with that UVA matchup. And here we are now 20 minutes into this second half. It's been Howard with a litany of chances. NC State really one shot, and that wasn't even on target. But Nare had a good look. Franklin facing pressure as Hilly comes forward. Playing this towards Henderson. He'll win it in the air, wanting a foul, and won't get it. Butte banging into bodies. Toya, good flick outside. That's played forward by Lovelace. Back to him. Lovelace dribbles, creates, centering just over the target. You asked of Luke Hilly, and he couldn't convert.
Yeah, and there was his chance. Where's the number 9 on his back? And that's one he needs to put away. Great work by Toya, Nare, and Lovelace. You mentioned it earlier, the impact he has had off the bench, maybe giving Coach Kiefer something to think about. The slow roll across his body, then a little step over to keep it going.
Whew.
Crosses it back to Hilly and just skies it.
And he shoots that one into the woods. By the way, is this T Swift and Kelsey thing real, or is that just the talk of the town on Twitter?
I think we all want it to be real.
I know she's an Eagles fan, so it could be like a backdoor play on his brother, Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
Just a thought. We have another stoppage here.
I'll throw a little Go Birds in there. Eagles fan myself.
Well, as a 49ers fan, I'll see you in the NFC Championship game. At least one can hope. There's George Kiefer. Let's see, did he get hit in the face possibly here? Oh, yeah. A lot of stops and starts in this second half. And let's give you a sense of how the scoring has happened tonight. We know that NC State got off to a banger of a start, and it begins here with their striker.
Yeah, as I mentioned, can't let him on his right foot because he will make you pay. Nare have an excellent game, and Toya adds to the total for NC State. Great game for him as well.
And then Howard late in the half with a great run of play goal here.
Yeah, Lewis. We saw it in replays earlier this match where he missed a breakaway chance earlier before that goal, had his revenge. First goal of the season for him, first goal of the season for his Howard Bison.
And now Howard up to 11 shots. They've had more of the chances in the second half. Good news, looks like Cisneros, he should be able to re-enter here. First meeting since 2003. That was a 3-0 NC State win. Much more competitive match tonight. There's a long ball looking for Hilly, who had his golden moment about 5 minutes prior, just shot it over the post, the crossbar, and now he draws a foul. Quickly recovers as his ankle magically heals and earns the foul.
Yeah, I think he did well to draw that foul there. Baited Franklin in.
Strategery is important.
Yeah. And I think this is a great set piece opportunity for NC State. A nice area to whip it into the box.
Well, Butte in his 12th career start brings Edwards forward from the back line. He's now in the box. And here's Butte. Headed away. Nare into traffic. Comes out with it. No way. Nare wanted a PK. He won't get it. Our head ref, Rick Cohn-Clark's let him play tonight. Back forward. Hilly. Hilly. Deflected. At the last second, clearing that one out. Smart touch by Niarco.
And the referee is really reluctant to call these for Nare. Just a moment of individual brilliance. Cuts in and out of the defenders and maybe goes down a little easy on that one.
Now we have a Howard player down. I think Edwards saying, what about the play 10 seconds prior on the other side? And a stoppage of play here. Let's show you how Lewis got down.
Yeah, that looks probably like one of the cleanest tackles all night.
Yeah, more how he landed than anything else.
Yeah, definitely see how he could have injured himself, but you can also see why Edwards is.
And you can feel a little bit of the chippy nature starting to pick up here in the last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, NC State's definitely not happy with how the second half has gone, and Howard is really asserting themselves in this half, so we're starting to see it get a little bit competitive.
Good header by Cisneros to win the ball. Toya backpedals, plays it forward. Here's Nare on an island. Toya. NC State with the lead, but Howard with the bevy of chances in this second half. Lawson Abbas comes in for NC State, the freshman at Ghana. We'll see him number 4 coming up from that back line. There's Lawson. And that flick goes the wrong way. Wow, Howard handled that pressure really well until Butte knocks it out.
Substitutions for Howard in the 68-minute entering match.
There's Jordan Julian with his first minutes. And Henderson will take a breather here with 21 left. You wonder at what point does Coach Zhao re-enter Henderson in this spot?
Yeah, I think in a few minutes we'll see him come back in. He's obviously this team's leader, their heart and soul.
And Nigel McLeod from Fayetteville, Georgia, has a ton of family tonight. They are rocking and rolling for his entrance.
Caught me off guard a little bit. They're right behind us, and when you asked me that question, they were certainly cheering for him coming into the game.
There's the family supporting young Nigel, the sophomore. Don't worry, Emily, I'll cheer for the next time you check in with the Courage. You just let me know when you're playing, and I'll be there.
Next season.
What a great season for that women's program as this is tipped out. Ooh, nice touch to keep it in, and then the freshman knocks it loose. Sloppy pass there from NC State. Howard bringing numbers forward. Here's Taylor. Now Gonzalo. Back to Niarco. End swinger. And a slippage there for the Bison. We now hit the final 20 minutes. Remember, no added time the last 2 years in college soccer, so this gets real interesting. Nare has to hustle. Wow, he saves it. Or he doesn't.
Well, he's not complaining, but from our vantage point, I definitely did not think that.
Now we got trapped a little bit by the banners here. Let's take a good look.
Okay. I'm still not 100% sold, but I
100% of that ball has to be out. You bring up a good question. Now Howard wanting to counter. What a sprinting run up the far side here. That's McLeod, who does not earn the throw. Great slide tackle there from Cisneros.
That's well done from Cisneros. The Howard attacker had more speed on him, and he realizes that, so he goes to ground, perfectly timed tackle, and wins the throw in for his team.
Junior Nare will sub out, and Santos comes in for him. Santos was so quick in his few minutes in that first half. You do wonder, will Nare return to this match? Won a first half where NC State had at least 70% of the possession, if not more. Howard now having its fair share. The Howard Bison, who will play 3 straight NCAA tournament teams from last year. George Washington, Farley Dickinson, league champs, and Penn State. This is not an easy stretch. Ooh. Watch out. Now at the feet of the keeper. After Santos took one in the nether regions. Looks like Santos might need a little break here, a breather. Oh, look at Santos come forward. Now he's onside. Open shot. And play. Now the foul comes in. Toya was looking at the head ref, and Racone Clark grants him.
And this is great feet we'll see here from Toya. Checks his shoulder. Looks like he's going to shoot. Cuts it back to his left foot. And the referee quickly to call that one.
He wanted to play the advantage. And then as the ball kind of settled there, here's a dangerous free kick position. Right in front of the Red Terrors, the student section. Big test here for Benjamin Hozil, setting up his wall as Luke Hilly will attempt the free kick. Hilly off the post, headed wide. Nearly brilliance.
Wow, you feel for Hilly on that one. Look at this angle. Wow. What an excellent free kick from Hilly. Deserved to find the back of the net on that one.
NC State's goal leader almost had his 4th. Now Howard only down 1, fights for a throw in, and it'll go back to NC State. Oh, sloppy throw goes to Baker. And Howard gives it right back. Now possession changing hands a bit here in the final 15 minutes. Or sorry, changing feet. Toya looks to apply some pressure. And he will. Hilly, fresh off the free kick. Hilly shoots, deflected. Good footwork by the keeper. Back in. Hilly. Out wide. Santos from his right. Pass deflected, Butte. Howard looks to counter Abdullah. That's a long ball across. And Lawson plays it low. Back to Howard. Baker. Baker is onside. 1v1. Gonzalo to Baker. Critical cross. Offside. And that'll stop one of Howard's best chances. And how about this look by Luke Hilly?
He simply cannot catch a break. Deserves one in this game based on the second half performance that he's put in. A little stop and go. We saw that in the first half as well. Great save from Hosley.
Tremendous save to keep this a 1-goal difference. So Hosley has 4 saves tonight, keeping Howard in this one. There's been a bicycle kick save, a post, a crossbar. It's been busy. How can NC State counter here? Back to Hilly. Dangerous and scooped up. Lawson collects. The freshman gets the turnover. Junior Nare remains on the bench here with just about 12 minutes to go. The same could be said for Roy Henderson, the top attacker for Howard. Toya with a promising ball that's a little ambitious.
Substitutions for both teams in the 78th minute. For Howard, re-entering the match.
For NC State, you see Gabby Velez, the defender, re-enter for Lawson.
Also re-entering the match, number 19, Marcus Lewis.
And Marcus Lewis, the goal scorer for Howard. He'll do the throw-in and I imagine come forward here in a minute.
Number 25, Gabby Velez. Replacing number 4, Lawson Abbas.
Henderson back on as well for Howard.
Toya with a ton of space. He just zigs all over this pitch. There, God flicks it wide to Velez. Big minutes for the freshman. Howard bringing bodies forward now. Hilly into space. Hilly approaches. Hilly centers, just long. Second chance deflected. And knocked out by Howard. That was a quality look there from Lovelace.
Just lacking that final touch in front of goal for the Wolfpack in the second half.
Re-entering Henderson, chips it long. Howard searching for relief. And that'll go against the Bison. And once again, the chance is mounting for NC State.
Yeah, and there's Hilly again. He's been around to all of it in the second half. Plays it across the face of goal. Nobody's able to get a touch on it, and then Lovelace unable to redirect it on goal either.
That is perfectly placed in front of the box, too.
And you can't fault the commitment of Toya. I mean, he worked hard to get in front of goal there. Just the timing was off.
We now hit the final 10 minutes of this match. And a throw in here for Howard. You wonder at what point the philosophy changes for the Bison, bringing bodies forward, down 1. There's Alex Taylor after Howard scored its first goal of the season tonight. That was the Marcus Lewis strike back in the 15th minute. Sorry, 36th minute. The coaching never stops.
No, it doesn't.
There's a nice touch for NC State. Not much to it. And that ball will actually stay in play. So now Howard can counter. Taylor plays it wide to Gonzalo. So we tick under 9 minutes. Bryson Baker, who missed all of this year with an injury, is finally back. Would love to make his presence felt. Nice touch pass forward. Abdullah. Back to Franklin. Good movement here from Howard. Henderson. He's been the creator tonight. Assisted on the first goal.
I think the fresh legs of Howard are really starting to show in this game tonight.
Niarco. And not a good touch. NC State a chance to counter here. Here's Toya. Working the clock as well. And after that last run, we'll see a quick injury here. Will stop play. That's Will Butte.
Yeah, there was a play a few minutes ago where when Toya got fouled and Butte grabbed his hamstring, ran over to the sideline after that play while the free kick was going on and got some fluids. It looks like it's still bothering him.
So Coach Kiefer will make a substitution here. Caden Tolentino out of Pinehurst will come in, give Butte the night off. And for Howard, Abdullah will exit. There's Ashley Settles coming in. Ashley's one of the 12 seniors for this Howard team.
Substitutions for both teams in the 83rd minute. For NC State, entering the match, number 17, Caden Tolentino. Replacing number 8, Will Butte. For Howard, entering the match, number 33, Ashley Settles. Replacing number 24, Abdullah Al-Zakari.
Toya looks to make a strong run. Wow, he keeps that on his foot of play. I know Howard's got to be smart here. You don't want to commit too many forward, but 7 minutes left. Things get very tense all of a sudden. Open space for the Wolfpack out wide to Santos. Enrique moves in, fires off the post again. Hitting everything but the back of the net.
We've talked about Nare all game long, but his substitution for him, Santos, he's had an impact as well. Excellent shot. Hits the post once again for NC State. Unlucky to not have found a third goal in the second half.
That's the third time a ball's hit a post or the upright, the crossbar tonight. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, for the amount of possession and dominance of Howard in the second half compared to the first, NC State has still created plenty of chances to have put this game to bed.
And now Marcus Lewis, who of course scored the first goal for Howard, he remains down. His captain checking in on him. There's Coach Philip Jow. Oh. Never fun to get hit in the belly. Like Winnie the Pooh, just needs a little bit of honey and he'll be okay. I think sometimes you lose your breath too when that ball hits you by surprise. So the clock will start on first touch. Just over 6 minutes to play. As the wind really starts to pick up at the back of NC State, blowing towards the left as you're watching. Yeah, it's a clear foul. Could be a card. Yep, there's the yellow. And that's on the Arco. Second yellow card for Howard as a team.
Yellow card caution issued in the 85th minute to Howard's number 15, Pablo Niarco.
Yeah, and you mentioned the pressure is going to have to be stepped up for Howard to get a result out of this one, and Niarco took that one, stepped up and got the yellow.
Both Niarco and Abdullah have yellows. So the clock starts ticking, under 6 to play. Long ball out to Santos. He has a runner in Velez to his left. He swings it in and overshoots his target. With now a substitute coming in for NC State. Good to see Irvin Cruz back in. And Lovelace exits.
Replacing number 22, Drew Lovelace.
Henderson looks to win the header, and he will. Throwing for Howard, 5 minutes remaining. So NC State brings bodies forward here. Asks a lot of questions of this Howard defense. New sub, Ashbury settles, plays it at his feet, and gets it out wide. Now settles with it. Back into the captain. Henderson plays it back. And this chip drifts in the wind. Nice header forward, looking for Baker. And Santos settles. Howard, who had not scored all season until the 36th minute of this match, now looking to find an equalizer in the last 4. Long ball from Ramsey's Gaines. Headed towards box. Look at a second. Hold on there. Kendall Edwards had to clear it out. One of the players for NC State is down at the moment. Advantage continues. And now the whistle blows. As that's Yuta Toya. He is away from the ball.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why the referee stops play there. Howard has possession. Toya just kind of sat down while the play was happening.
And that's what Philip Zhao is saying.
If there's, you know, a collision or a clear and obvious injury, obviously you stop play if you're the referee, but he's cramping.
Philip Zhao, a Howard alum who knows the task for his young team. And now for NC State, Scott Taylor will re-enter. They got to get Toya off the field first, of course, once he gets treated. There you go.
Substitution for NC State in the 87th minute.
So we resume 3.5 minutes to play. Howard possession in a critical position. This might be a free kick position now for Howard, unless he does a straight drop.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a drop ball to Howard, and they're not going to have as much time on the ball as they did initially before the whistle was blown.
Yeah, so a self-starting clock, and here we go. Hemsey's gains. Every touch critical as Taylor provides pressure, and it goes back to the keeper. Taylor comes forward. Settles, hangs on. Under 3 minutes to play. Good dispossession by Plamana, and now NC State can play the clock. Velez plays it forward. Here's Santos running towards the corner. And now Howard's got to come all out blitz to get something here. Henderson charges. Edwards answers that question. Irvin Cruz holding position. And this goes the other way. A throw in for Howard. Clock continues to tick. 2 minutes remaining. Taylor. That does go to NC State. And now the clock game begins.
You could see NC State's assistant coach telling Cisneros to slowly jog up to the ball. Not walk to get a yellow, but to not run.
This will play into the corner for Cruz, who decides to earn a penalty. Given what we've seen tonight, a bit surprising.
Shocking. I'm not sure how many of the penalty shouts have actually been, should have been penalties, but very shocking to see one called here. Cruz making things happen.
Wow, Jackson
Honestly,
Lewis called for that, and I'm not sure.
I think that was the least obvious one of them all. But here, Hilly has an opportunity to find his name on the score sheet.
He's already hit the post tonight as Irvin Cruz presents this golden opportunity for Luke Hilly. In the 88th minute, Hilly puts this game on ice for NC State. That's the 4th goal for Luke Hilly.
Can't say he didn't deserve that one. Calm, cool, and collected. And regardless of the fact that it's late in the game, third goal. He's pumped about that one because he really worked hard to get one all the second half, and NC State has put this game away.
That's the 12th career goal for Luke Hilly. And that'll about wrap it up here in Raleigh.
NC State goal scored in the 89th minute by number 9, Luke Hilly. Your new score, NC State 3, Howard.
So Howard, who showed a ton of promise tonight, good possession in that second half, will come up a couple of goals short.
1 minute remaining in the second half.
As we reach the final minute, Howard will not play for another 7 days before heading across the city to George Washington. NC State gears up for Virginia on Saturday, and now looking for a fourth. That time Irvin Cruz does not get his wish. And a clear foul there on NC State. Now down to the final 15 seconds.
10 seconds. 9,
Last opportunity here for Howard.
7,
And
6,
NC State
5,
riding the offense
3,
tonight for a 3-1 win.
That is full time. Your final score.
George Kiefer
NC State